Over the past couple of years, the real estate industry has been going through significant changes to adapt to the growing expectations from sellers, buyers, landlords and tenants, not to mention the impact that recent changes to legislation is having in each state, which is making it harder to operate a real estate agency as we know it. And in addition to government influences, agents need to absorb the impact of the coronavirus pandemic, which is having devastating impacts to some agencies across Australia. So never before has it been as important for business owners to understand their business metrics, their financials, their cash flow projections, their unique points of difference, and how they benchmark their business against other agencies either in their direct market or similar agency types throughout Australia. Recently, the Real Estate Resource Group, which is a not-for-profit referral network of businesses solely established to support and provide resources to real estate agents around Australia and New Zealand, had invited Domonic Thompson, the head of residential real estate at Macquarie Bank, to present to the members and guests and provide an in-depth assessment of the 2020 Real Estate Industry Pulse Check report, which is Macquarie Bank's benchmarking report. In this episode, Domonic talks about the importance of vision and strategy, and that they are the key attributes for success within the real estate industry to drive high performance. At the end of the episode, we'll share with you the contact details of the members of the Real Estate Resource Group, so feel free to reach out to them directly if you have any pain points or struggles in your business that you need some help with. And of course, if you'd like to reach out to Domonic or one of his team and chat about Macquarie range of products that they offer real estate agents, we've posted their contact details there also. Hope you enjoy the episode. Over to you, Domonic.
So there's a little bit of insight around the numeric and the quantitative elements of benchmarking. There is more, but again, we're limited by time, so I didn't want to over invest there, but I'm happy to take some more questions if people have any. This for me is the most important slide that I'm sharing here right now, and it talks about success factors or key attributes for success within the industry. Now, so as part of this pulse check and benchmarking, it wasn't all numbers based. We actually asked about mindsets, about attributes, characteristics of the industry, what they rated as important, what not important. And this exercise here effectively asked the industry to, okay, well, what are those key attributes for success? And you can see a number of them scattered over the visual there. And we then asked them to self-rate. So when we look at the visual in the bottom or in the right-hand side, along the left axis, most important. So you can clearly see there, vision and strategy, most important attribute for success as identified by the industry. Bottom axis, performance. So how do we self-rate against that attribute as an industry, as an individual, clearly that had responded? And it's their third worst. So for me, and we can talk about the other attributes that are there, but I don't think we need to, because if we're not clear, certainly against the current backdrop where there's so much change happening, if we're not clear around the vision and strategy that we are delivering to, we are unable as leaders to effectively make the critical decisions within our business that are so fundamentally important to the success and longevity of our businesses moving forward. So I say that around decisions around technology, decisions around the people that we're employing, decisions around how we go to market, how we deliver services to our clients. For me, there are too many decisions being made without this in mind right now. And I think a lot of wrong decisions being made that will need to be unwound in due course. In saying that, I think we do need to, as an industry, be aware that change from here is a constant. You will be continually delivering change into your businesses. Technology will be an element of that. I see technology certainly as a key enabler moving forward for you to deliver services to your clients, but I also believe it will be plug and play, and your technology partners will change in due course. Now, while I make that comment in isolation, what we need to consider is the kick-on effect of that and what that fundamentally means for every business out there, again, around the culture, around the people, around the empowerment and the accountability that we're enabling those people to make decisions through these uncertain and volatile times. Because what uncertainty and volatility bring are more decisions on a daily basis. And unless you've got the benefit of a breadth and depth of management and leadership team, it's going to be really, really hard to make those decisions diligently. And that's why it's so critically important to build out your leadership and executive team where you can. And arguably, to do that with diversity of thought across that leadership team will be so critically important for you to address these agendas and issues in the future. The final point I wanted to make on this slide is just down in the bottom left-hand corner. And I've already made this point, but I'll reiterate it. 1 in 4 also believe their businesses lack a strong financial focus and believe they can improve their ability to evolve the business in response to change. We need to ramp up the understanding of the financial elements and aspects of our business. What's driving profit? What's driving cost? And I'll touch on that as we talk about high performance in the next couple of slides. So, just to reiterate the point around the leadership agenda and where to focus, whilst we went through that rating exercise of importance and performance, we also asked the industry, well, where will you be focused for the next 12 months? Interestingly, in the top left, you'll see that high-performing organisations, businesses, focus more so on vision and strategy than their peers in the rest of the market. If you look down to the bottom right-hand side, what's really interesting is to see that the rest of the industry is overrepresented on improving cash flow. Now, it's so low for high performers because they're already across that, because they've already got such financial knowledge around where their business is at any given point in time. They're always ensuring that there's cash flow and liquidity at bank to navigate any sort of volatility in market. But unfortunately, when challenging conditions hit, too many people are focused on trying to work out where liquidity is coming from and really trying to turn the tap off on cost very quickly to try and get that liquidity to come through. And I think we all know that just because you go through cost-cutting exercises, it doesn't mean that money drops into the account overnight. Some of those things can take a while to really come to fruition and deliver. Again, an observation of COVID. Many people weren't ready, didn't have the liquidity in their business to navigate that environment and the challenge that low activity levels had brought to their businesses. So this is the final slide that I wanted to touch on. There's a lot to talk to in here. I could have done this through about 15 slides, and I'll try and get the key messages across around what is driving high performance in market. Culturally, things need to change. There needs to be greater accountability and empowerment within your organizations, within your businesses. And that empowerment and accountability can only come if you've got clarity not only on the vision and strategy of your business and where it's headed for the longer term. And I'll make the point here with change now being a constant and conditions out there changing so quickly, and they will during COVID, and I think they will post. We're just in a constantly changing world these days. We need a long-term vision, but we need to be prepared to change tact on a short-term basis. We almost need to have sort of waves of strategy rolling through on a short-term basis, maybe quarterly, and then we revisit, and then we kind of re-navigate and repoint ourselves as to where we need to be at any given point in time because the market's changed or this has changed or whatever it might be. So we need clarity of vision, but that needs to dispel itself through to individual accountability and empowerment. And if we're not holding people to account on what success looks like, it all falls apart.